Today I've got a simple but game-changing tip for you that can drastically improve your images and make your compositions much cleaner and more impressive. This trick has been used by legends like Ansel Adams and Henri Cartier-Bresson, and even iconic painters like Vincent van Gogh and Monet. If you have dabbled in photography, you've probably heard of it. It's called the rule of thirds. But don't just brush it off thinking you know all about it. It's not just about dividing your frame into 9 equal boxes and placing your subject along these lines or intersections. Yes, that's the basic idea, but there's a lot more to it than that. Today we are going to dive deep into the psychology behind the rule of thirds and how it can transform your photography. The rule of thirds was first written down by John Thomas Smith in 1797. The textbook definition involves dividing your scene with 2 equidistant horizontal lines and 2 equidistant vertical lines, creating 9 boxes. You place your main subject along these lines or their intersections. You know that. These lines are also great for positioning horizons or any strong lines in your scene. But why is it so important? Do you know that? Alright. Each element in an image has a visual weight, and each position within the frame has a certain weight it holds. Your composition should distribute this weight properly to achieve a balance. Images that are too heavy on one side with no balance on the other can look really empty and kind of off the balance. Take a look at this famous image by Henri Cartier-Bresson, the father of photojournalism. Notice how the main subject is composed along one of the vertical lines. Now look at this iconic photograph by Ansel Adams. See how the elements are placed according to the rule of thirds to balance the entire image. Both the elements in the photograph are counterbalancing each other perfectly. It's not just about photographs. Now let's look at some paintings. You've probably seen The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. It is a perfect example of placing key elements on the grid. Or consider Turner's acclaimed painting, The Fighting Téméraire. Look at the ship's placement right on the lower left intersection of the grid, with the horizon along the lower horizontal line. So how can we use this in modern day photography? Now before you take a photograph, ask yourself about the visual weight of your subject and what the ideal placement would look like. Look at this image of a tiger. Observe the placement of the tiger according to the rule of thirds. Now look at another version where the tiger is centered. Which one do you prefer? Check out this purple heron peeping out of the grass. Lovely picture, isn't it? There's a lot of empty negative space around the heron, but it's placed along the grid lines. What if the heron were in the center? Not as effective, right? The center of your image carries a lot of visual weight, so there should be a compelling reason to place something in the center. Ask yourself before placing the subject in the center if your subject deserves to be in the dead center or not. Now you must be thinking, what if there are 2 subjects? You can use the rule of thirds to place both the subjects and divide the visual weight equally. Here is an example. Both monkeys are engaged in an interesting action, and placing them in the center makes sense, balancing the composition by leaving equal space on both the sides. Now the rule of thirds creates points of interest in your scene, making your image aesthetically pleasing and ensuring the viewer's attention falls in just the right place. However, there are times when you can break this rule as well, but you need a solid reason to do so. For example, if your subject is looking directly at the camera, the expressions on their face or specific details like drop of water on their nose might justify the central placement. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever broken this rule? If yes, in what circumstances? Want to show me your images? Stop sending me on Instagram because at times I'm unable to see them. Email me your photographs on info@arzukhurana.com. That's all for today. Make sure to tune in to our next video where we discuss another fascinating rule of composition. So see you soon.